We don't have to worry about this one.
Nope, because they're using that.
Can we use louder?
Yeah, are you guys getting ready to put me on the screen?
Oh, there you go. Perfect.
Yeah, we're gonna put you on the screen in a minute, Anthony. I want to make sure that like people are filing in. What are you gonna do? How are we gonna do this live?
Yeah.
After we talk, right?
Yeah.
If you want to come up and
Make sure it's still there. We got lots of time on this laptop.
So right now, the Q&A mic is off.
Yep.
And we'll need to turn on for when.
Yeah, I'll have them walk up to the laptop.
Do we have the volume up on here? We can just mute it on there and then quick, or
It's right here.
Okay.
I mean, we could
Which one is
do that probably, but
7?
it's
Whatever.
this one here.
Either way.
Okay. Anthony, you know what? I'm gonna put you up on the screen because we've got people coming in here. I want to start the show and I want to be professional about it. So I want to
Are you too?
Professor Crumb is here.
Can you guys?
Oh my God.
Anthony.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Yes! Yes, Anthony,
Anthony, come in up. Okay, all right, this is fine.
Anthony, Professor Crumb made it.
I took a 14-hour flight to get here, please.
Am I gonna see me? Down the butt.
Like you can hear the professor, right? You can hear Professor Crumb.
Can you hear me? Anthony. Anthony. Anthony.
He says he's sorry. He says he's sorry, Professor.
How much of a delay are we on?
It shouldn't be a delay. Like, the folks here at the Dragonite Conference confirmed that this should be instantaneous, just like the internet.
All right.
Just like remember when you guessed it on the
You
show?
got two over here.
Same thing.
This is mostly.
Anthony.
We got two. You said the last. All right.
So now I will respond to everything.
How many you got?
I don't write numbers up here, so you may have to pass this.
Yeah, luckily we haven't started taking questions yet because the room is still filling up. Very close to full.
4, 3, 7, 2, 5.
This is much better attended than previous Dragonite Con experience.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, somebody
This year, we have conference changes, as we are number one. And we have made some moves on our own.
You got your stairs?
A little bit right now.
Oh, no, I know that one.
Certified Pokemon researchers. And I think that
All right.
I see an empty. There's an empty chair in the back.
He said he knows he's got that one.
Oh, okay.
You're right. You're right. I think that might be it.
It's not right.
So
Too slow. You're not a slow burn, you're a squirrel. Be faster.
one thing that I did notice. One thing that I did notice is that there are a lot of people outside of the conference right now. And I don't know if they can hear me or not, but if they can, and there's no more room in the room, this is being streamed live on the twitch.tv/DC Digital Media, which is, I think it's short for Dragonite Conference, the educational Pokemon conference that we are all here on the tent.
But not all of us.
What are you here for?
Well, no, I'm just saying not all of us are here.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Okay, Cookie Monster.
I was under the impression that this was the very nice concept virtual. I didn't realize it was ever. I didn't realize people got together for this.
Yeah, it turns out, Anthony, I know that you've been spending a lot of time
Got
at
all the kids?
Hey, Charles.
You got one?
your mom's
Want that one?
committed for eternity new boyfriend, and
I
their
got it,
house,
Jeff.
and also your house. But yes, people are going other places now.
Well, I mean, I will say, like, I have been going to places. I recently I recently was looking for a job. I found a job.
Hey!
I'm very excited to keep my search going.
Anthony, I'm really proud of you for searching for that job.
Yeah. I'm really hopeful that, it's been a while since I went to our conversation. I think that, we can make something new happen. You know what I mean? Make something new happen.
That too?
Yeah, I hope we can make something new for me to happen too.
That would be awesome. I'd be proud of you.
Thanks, me too.
That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing.
So,
Everyone left.
yeah, don't worry, Anthony, pretend no one is here.
Okay.
Because I know you're nervous, but just pretend that no one is here. Track director Charles McFall.
How's the Pokemon Go podcast, which is better than this one?
I was just wondering if it was time now to get started.
Yeah, we get online?
Yeah, we're live.
You can go.
Oh, we are we
You're-
live?
you're
on the
live.
internet as well?
So,
On the internet.
let me keep bringing it out.
Oh.
All right. So with further
Oh,
ado,
right.
we only have so many people, right? So if you leave, please go out the back door. So know that when you leave, we got Team Rocket ready to sit your chair, so it's gonna fill up. Okay? So you gotta go. You better put in your Pokeball.
Also, just really quickly before we do get started, folks on the internet, on Dragonite Con's website, where this is streaming, twitch.tv/DC Digital Media. This is for you and also the people in the room. Apparently, Professor Crumb, this is Dragon Con. It must be like a shorthand or like an abbreviation. Kids are so cool. So, Dragonite Con's official charity for 2021 is Big Brothers Big Sisters of Metro Atlanta. Dragonite Con will again match dollar for dollar up to $100,000 every donation that you make when you text MENTOR to 243725. So folks, if you have extra funds after donating to the educational expenses of the Pokedexperts here at patreon.com/Pokedexpert, also give your money to Big Brothers Big Sisters of Metro Atlanta. I'm going to step out here. I'm going to step out.
My oldest sibling.
Yeah, hold on, man.
I'm breaking kayfabe.
Okay.
So I'm going to step out just for a minute. Honestly, give all of your money to Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Metro Atlanta. If you have anything left over, obviously we will take it. But focus on them first. And so I just think
I was going to say, I appreciate your charity because I feel like older siblings often get overlooked, right?
Which one's ours?
This is Phil. Just have to bring Phil down a little bit.
I
I'm still an only child.
Well, I'm just speaking but I am the oldest. And the youngest. They all
That is a great point. You know, a lot of big brothers out there are looking for mentorship opportunities, and I'm just so glad that a charity like Big Brothers Big Sisters exists to provide support to kids looking for mentorship opportunities so that they can help younger folks succeed and develop positive relationships. You know, it's so important to provide that opportunity so that they can be the very best. That's right, like no one ever was. So
are we again? Is this how we start?
yeah, I think if you could just go ahead and, because I don't have my board here, could you play the intro music?
Okay. Expert. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Ask the Pokedexpert live from Dragonite Con 2021. Mike, I'm going to assume that you're there. I can't see you.
Yep. Anthony,
Oh, I can hear you, yes.
Yeah, I am here. Also, our guest is here. If you could introduce him.
The guest, are you introduce the guest?
Yes, please. The guest that we talked about in email for several months. Very excited to get it. Remember? You read the emails.
Yeah, let's definitely return your calls about that.
Yeah, where is that's a different. Okay, folks, welcome to Professor Gossamer Crumb.
Hello. It's good to be finally back on talking terms with you, Anthony. It's good to see that we can settle our lawsuit out of court. And it's good to join, I guess, virtually join you again on your wonderful show.
Thank you for joining. We really do appreciate it. It's an honor to have you back. So
I don't believe you, but thank you.
I'm on.
Oh, well, yes, of course, Michael, of course.
yeah, this is an exciting time. An exciting time for us to get together.
I mean, we're not fully together because one of us made a 14-hour flight and one of us couldn't read an email.
Or
Well, I
we're
mean, I will say that it made the 14-hour journey in itself. I had to pick the right side. And I, getting rid of shirt and struggle sometimes.
And after 14 hours, that is the one you went with.
I had three choices. I had three sides.
Fair, very fair.
Anyway, I would like to introduce you, if that's okay, to the crowd here who may not know you.
Okay.
Anthony Reed is the co-host of a show called Ask the Pokedexpert. He has an illustrious history in talk radio, in independent podcasting, in joining a network, and in being kicked off a network. Anthony has begun his own research journey and is a fledgling Pokedexpert himself. Everyone give a round of applause to Anthony Reed.
More expertise for the crowd as well.
Oh, okay.
Mike Ellison, of course, is a world-renowned Pokedexpert, probably the most famous Pokemon researcher in the field of sociology, biology, and social biology of Pokemon. And he has written numerous books, really so many amazing works of art that have been written in the field of Pokemon biology and sociology and social biology. It has been a while since he's written a book. I mean, we're really waiting for the next volume to come. And it just doesn't seem to be manifesting. But, we're so good on the other pieces. I'm sure that when this book comes out, we're all going to be so excited to read it.
I believe that to be true, actually, Anthony. I think the next book that I'm able to put out will be the best book I've written yet. And I cannot wait.
I love that. I'm very excited.
So,
If
Anthony,
you've never listened to the show before, we like to take your questions for Pokemon, Pokemon-related questions, and we answer them from a social and biological context to better understand these creatures who are Pokemon. And so this today we're going to be talking about a very special Pokemon. And I am so excited for this discussion. We're going to talk about a Pokemon called Slugma.
we are so fortunate. Anthony, Slugma is my favorite Pokemon.
Well, I am so thrilled.
It's true.
You've never seen a Slugma.
Really?
Yeah, let's not like this. And everyone in the audience, I'm sure the audience also, everyone here clearly also owns a Slugma. They're very popular Pokemon to own and raise and treat with care and kindness and respect. And so I just am so excited to talk about such a big name, important Pokemon at a conference so well attended. Like we could have gone with like a lower tier Pokemon. You know what I mean, Professor Crumb? Like some Pokemon are less popular than others. I'm glad we shot straight to the top.
Well, no, I'm also happy that we gave a round of applause for Slugma, considering
It's gonna never give a round of applause for itself. It's important to
I found you a lesser popular Pokemon.
wait.
Hold on, we have a special guest.
It's Pikachu. Pikachu is.
I've never actually seen one in the wild.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited to have a Pikachu here. Yeah. So Pikachu is an electric mouse Pokemon. Not my favorite, folks.
Oh,
Yeah.
Just
I don't know. I just feel like I'm already over something.
yeah. What if we keep talking about Slugma the way that we plan? But I really appreciate Pikachu being here. Pikachu, maybe if you know a Slugma, you can also ask some questions later.
oh, I'm sorry. Do you speak Pikachu?
No.
Okay, good.
I have a question here, Mike, from someone who wrote in on Slugma. And we will be taking questions live and in our chat on Twitch for the DCG Media Twitch as well. It says here, Pokedexpert, Slugma is one of the more difficult Pokemon to work with, given that its body is largely made up of magma. What are some tips and tricks you can offer to help people successfully raise a Slugma in a typical human environment? Yes, I appreciate you giving a written response at the third bench in Castelia Park, as I am currently living here due to unforeseen difficulties attempting to train a Slugma from home.
Great question.
What wonderful question.
Great question.
Wonderful.
Great question. So for me, I think this is something that everyone who has brought a Slugma home has experienced, right? Some Pokemon leave a trail behind them. Slugma kind of leaves a trail around it, increasing in diameter the longer it stays anywhere, right? And so it's really important when you get your Slugma, you all know this, as proud Slugma owners, it's important to make your homes out of concrete. Yeah, there are certain creature comforts that you give up when you become a Pokemon activist like myself, like Professor Crumb, like Anthony, and like all of you here, who are all like-minded individuals. Some of those can be anything that is flammable. We just make these sacrifices sometimes for the things.
Don't live in glass houses in Costco.
Correct. Yeah, you would never want to live in a glass house if you.
It would be terrible for us.
Oh, terrible.
But in my own personal opinion, the best way to handle is you get welding gloves, right? Because everybody knows it's not like a good smash switch. A little switch.
Yeah.
And so getting welding gloves will allow you to handle your Slugma and give it the love that it deserves.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's a great point, Professor Gossamer. When you start with a Slugma, it's very important. You are going to want to snuggle that Pokemon. We've all seen it. We saw it a minute ago, and Anthony showed it. It's the cutest, heart-melting thing you've ever seen. It just sets your soul ablaze wanting to hold that Pokemon. It ignites something inside of you and outside of you. And so, yeah, and so you made a great point. Fire retardant gloves are very important, whether those are welder's gloves or whether, you can DIY that. I don't recommend it. You can DIY that with multiple oven mitts. Oven mitts, duct tape, duct tape.
Flex seal.
Flex seal has to be the final seal, and of course, great
question.
Great question.
It's
Great
sparked
question.
good conversation.
Absolutely. I was really glad to be here for that.
Mike, I have a follow-up to that, though. Some people might recommend that you use water to cool down areas of your Slugma and then protect that part of the Slugma. That seems like a bad idea. Of course, I would suggest such a thing be done, but some people are saying. And so I just wanted to address that.
I'm glad you addressed it, Anthony. It's really important to combat misinformation on the internet these days. There's a lot of it floating around, and sometimes folks, they come from a good place, right? Everybody wants to be safe. Everybody wants to do the right thing. And sometimes that means trying to figure out home remedies for slugma care.
But also alternative slugma facts can be harmful.
Very harmful, very harmful. You know, fact checking your slugma research is one of the most important things that you can do. So I highly recommend you connect with people like us, Pokemon experts, who are here for you to answer the questions that you have. Do not use water to cool your slugma. It can be very, very devastating to the slugma itself. You know, they're fine around the fire. That's not going to cause them harm. So if the house starts to ignite a little bit, they're going to be okay. You know what I mean? And it's just important that we focus on them.
Be responsible.
I know that some people will use a slug inside their oven, inside the oven, and then you don't even have to pay to turn on the oven. You just put food in with the slug. It might be a little bit of it.
They're too small.
Yeah, that's cruel.
That's cruel.
You know, ever since the Pokemon Protection Act, we really discouraged that kind of behavior. It's super inhumane and in-Pokemane.
One second. And we have talked about this before.
Yeah, I hear this slow. What I should say is support the people in my area. Some people are doing it. I would never do that. Some people are doing it, and it's terrible.
Truly terrible. Great question, though. Audience, feel free. If you have a slugma question, you can step right up to the microphone and ask it. You can also put your hand up. I will repeat the question to the best of my ability for the sake of the folks at home.
For the tens of people at home.
That's right. Hey there.
This is piggybacking a little bit off from exactly off that
Wow.
I'll get that last comment about the oven. Recently, I watched an animated video on, it's an official channel from like PokeTube or something. It's mostly children's videos, but it's from the same company that has the Pokemon company website.
Sure. Yeah, we love PokeTube. It's very highly educational for youngins. It's really a great way to start
from the
your
room, not from the mics. Mike doesn't appear to be coming to the screen.
Video about a girl going to visit her grandparents in the mountains, and they have a slugma that lives in an extended food network that serves as how they feel.
Sure.
And I wonder, it portrayed it in a very positive way, right?
Should be coming through.
The girl trying to connect with the slugma.
And I can hear you talking about the message on this, sir. You can hear me. You can hear us right now.
How do you feel like that
Speaking of this,
resonates with humane slugma treatment, having a system of a healing system, slugma is performing labor with a house, it's kind of symbiotic relationship.
That's a great question, and it's so nuanced and so complex. Anthony, did you hear the question?
I didn't hear it, but what a great.
audio box. I think so.
I can go ahead and repeat.
The things that I miss, please allow me the grace. You know, it was kind of a long question, and so it's really important that I get as much of it as I can. It was a great question.
I'll cut it down.
Great question. So the question was, Anthony, on PokeTube recently, this question asker saw a documentary film that was stylized in an animation structure. So it must have been like an audio drama originally that turned into, you know, a visual medium for accessibility, I'm sure. The facts behind the story are that there was a young woman visiting her grandmother. The grandmother owned a slugma, and inside the house were tubes that the slugma could travel through, benefiting both the home through its passive heating capabilities, and also the slugma, allowing it a place to travel. Throughout this documentary, the little girl formed a bond with the slugma, and now they're best friends. And so the question was, what is our stance as a prominent brand, as a prominent scientific figure of the community, and as a group of, well-intentioned individuals about, ownership of a Slugma in such a way? Professor Crumb.
What a great question.
Great question. Great question. Let's give a round of applause for the question.
To the Aqua Zubat.
Thank you.
Sorry, one more time, Professor?
The Aqua Zubat.
That's
Yes,
right.
yes, the Aqua Zubat,
Aqua
yes. And so, Professor, do you have a thought?
Well, with the Slugma, it has a high caloric diet.
Very.
Very high.
Very.
And the best way for it to burn off this high caloric diet is constant movement.
Travel. Correct. And as we all know, if a Slugma stops moving, it will
Die.
It will die. I'm sorry for the folks in the audience who may be affected by that. In a scientific conversation, it is very important to acknowledge the cycle of life and death that is. And so we may talk about potentially gruesome things, but we will do so entirely in a scientific light. And so, yes, they may perish.
But it was up to the homeowners to give them the opportunity to not to just be stuck in an oven, Anthony, but to be able to freely move around the house. And at that point, but also contributing to the family.
Yes. So, Anthony, what are your thoughts on this living arrangement that was featured in this highly realistic documentary?
Well, look, some people I know in the area, and I would never condone this kind of behavior. They have kept a Slugma similar to what you're talking about in a tube that just sort of loops around over and over again. And they use the energy generated from that to power small appliances or to heat, boil water for coffee or tea. This sounds like what you're talking about at a much larger scale, a much more humane scale.
Yeah, I was going to say,
and sounds, yeah. I mean, here's my big question for you, though, Mike. As you've had a lot of research and experience with this, what is the social needs of a Slugma? Is one Slugma? I mean, it sounds like if she befriended a little girl, maybe the Slugma needed some more companionship. Are there needs for that for multiple Slugma in a system like this?
That's a great question, Anthony. That's a great question from a great question. I am loving all of these great questions.
Everything here is great.
And so, yeah, I think, Anthony, if you are a progressive Slugma owner, you would want at least a pair of Slugma in that tube system. It's really important to have Slugma talk with one another and experience a bit of Slugma bonding. In addition,
that's the thing. More than constant motion,
Yes.
companionship is what the Slugmas crave most.
Yes, absolutely. And so that's a great point, Anthony.
Great.
But in general, my professional, scientific, educated, so educated opinion on this is I think that sounds really nice. The example that Anthony provided, obviously exploitative, right? Obviously not an equitable situation that we're dealing with here, but I mean, the situation that you're describing sounds like this Slugma has free reign of the entire house. If the Slugma is happy, I'm happy.
Good. Thank you so much.
Great question. Yes, sir. Is that a beak?
It is.
It looks fantastic.
Can I eat my Slugma?
Oh.
How should I cook it? Like escargot in the Kansas region?
I forgot we're in Georgia.
Mike, Anthony, Michael, breathe.
Great question. Great question.
You're right, Anthony. You're right. Great question. Great question. Every question is a great question. Even the ones that are philosophically abhorrent are great questions. So
hold on, Anthony, did you hear that question?
I did not hear it, but what a great question.
So, Anthony,
Can you recap the question?
Yeah, I'll do it. The question was, can I eat my Slugma? How should I cook it?
Oh. Oh. Mike, Mike, defer to you on this one.
I'm sorry, Anthony. The director of the conference has just demanded that you answer. Great question.
I will take your question in the historical context. Historically speaking, long ago, when it was acceptable for people to consume a Pokemon in the way that you're describing, obviously, I would never condone somebody doing it now.
Not in the year of our
people in the area,
right?
Who
not
are
in the year of
still
our NT
consuming
2021.
Pokemon.
Never. No, but
it still happens. But I would never condone it. I would say that there are certainly people that would have chosen to consume Slugma, and that were you to do so, the best way would be like a gazpacho, like a cold soup. You have to really bring the temperature down significantly, thin it out, and then a cold soup.
That is true. There are, Professor, can you tell me about a recent...
No!
I apologize. This is still a very sensitive topic for the professor. He just returned from a trip exploring some previously unknown societies just off of Kanto, with a large native Slugma population experiencing a decline recently. And the scenes he saw truly were very graphic. For more information on that, please visit patreon.com/imaginarynomad. And he will be able to tell you all about those experiences.
Terrifying.
Great question. Thank you.
Great question.
Yeah. I do want to stress to everyone here and on the internet and literally anywhere else that possibly may one day hear this, the consumption of Pokemon is an antiquated method of dealing with your expired Pokemon. Is how I will appropriately and next question.
Great question.
They haven't.
Calm down.
They didn't answer it. They didn't ask it yet.
Oh, well, I'm
the
sure
man
it's
is
great.
dressed in a suit full of question marks. It seems as though he is prepared to ask this very question.
Excellent.
I believe you'd mentioned earlier that Slugma's body is made of magma. However, if
great question. Yes, the question was.
Great question.
I believe you had mentioned earlier that Slugma's body is made of magma. Great question. Yes. I'm sorry. Was there a follow-up?
Yeah.
I could tell there were a lot of question marks.
Lot of questions,
Yeah.
If the Slugma is above the ground, is it still magma or is it lava?
Great question, Anthony. I am not a geologist.
I'm not a geologist either.
Great. Well, I will say in my day was a fledgling geologist when I brought home lots of rocks and placed them on the mantle, probably about 35 years ago now, but I've been it's been a while, but go ahead, hit me with this question.
So the question was, since the Slugma is above ground, wouldn't its body actually be made of lava and not magma?
Oh, yeah, pass.
Great. I heard, actually, would you mind if I pass this question to a true expert in the room? See, we have not only a geology professional, we have a rock god in the audience tonight.
Wow.
Could we get the rock god himself, the true deity of geology to answer this question? Rock God! Rock God! Rock God!
Don't touch my microphone. Use your own microphone. Get off me. There's a gosh darn pandemic.
You could use mine, deity.
Okay, so guess what? Use my microphone.
All right. I don't know either.
I think this may be. This is really something we're going to have to dig deep on, Mike, and really find an answer on, because some may say this is a pedantic matter of definition between two things that are basically the same. But that someone came here and asked a question intentionally that we would name a Pokemon Slugma, even though it's made of lava, and not do the actual research required, right? That seems ridiculous, though. That is not what this is. This is about finding the truth, wherever the truth may be. And we may have to, this may be the first time in the history of the show, we may have to dig very deep, like as deep as we've ever dug before. So deep.
Get to the core of the problem.
Yeah, I would love to excavate the answer. It would be very interesting to really mine the depths of the internet to find the answer to this and bring it back. Maybe next year at Dragonite Con 2022, I could find the answer for you. I don't know it right now. And this is the first time the Pokedexpert has ever not known the answer to a question. I am so...
we've made it a point to make sure we always answer a question on this show. And so what I would say right now is to answer your question, yeah.
Great question. Anthony, before we take the next question, you are flickering on the screen. Can you fix yourself?
No, I don't know what's wrong. No, I have no idea.
Please stop making us look unprofessional.
I would never want to do so. Is that better? Did I fix it?
It looks great, bud. That's perfect. Perfect. Oh, awesome. So, Anthony, do we have we have another question here. Can you see the question asker?
I can see the question asker. Hello, question asker. I'll give you my brightest smile. Ready?
Hello, Professor. I am from Iota, Louisiana, and I am not a very good extemporaneous speaker, so I have written down my question on this can.
Oh, great. Anthony, he said he is from Louisiana, and he is not a great extemporaneous speaker.
We do not have good read and learning.
He has written down the question that he has on this can.
Nutrition.
That's impressive.
No.
Nutrition facts, it starts.
I have recently become much more comfortable with my body.
I have recently become much more comfortable with my body.
And have been wearing much more tight clothing. But as an aspiring Pokemon trainer. The lack of pockets. Has left me with no place to put my Pokeballs. Bearing all that in mind. Are you sorry for what you did to Cubone's mother?
Are you sorry for what you did to Cubone's mother?
I will take my answer off the air. Thank you.
Don't worry, Anthony. First off, question asker, great question. Second off,
great question.
Question asker has said he will take his answer off the air, so we can deliver that later. Next question.
Yeah.
Hi. I have one question.
Hold on, Anthony. Can you confirm this? Tone Chan?
No.
Is that you, Tone Chan?
Nope. That is not. That's
YouTube sensation Tone Chan is there.
YouTube sensation at youtube.com/Tony P. Henderson.
You have me mixed up with somebody else, but thank you. I have one question. I love Pokemon.
You love Pokemon?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them.
There are a lot of them. Yes.
There's certain ones I like better than others.
There are certain ones. Sure, of course.
That's fair, right? We can all agree with that. I mean, I know why I like them. I know why I like what makes them my favorite.
Okay.
So my question's for Anthony.
Okay.
Anthony, first, I want to say Moshi Moshi. Anthony.
Anthony, the caller says Moshi Moshi.
Moshi Moshi.
Oh, Moshi Moshi.
Moshi Moshi.
He can hear Anthony. You don't have to repeat what Anthony said.
Moshi Moshi.
Moshi Moshi. Oh, sorry.
Are you telling me Moshi Moshi? Is he so?
Can I?
Please.
Moshi Moshi.
Oh, thank you so much. I don't know what Pokemon are we talking about?
So Anthony, the question is, what Pokemon are we talking about?
Oh, of course.
Great question.
Yes, we're talking about the Pokemon Slugma.
Slugma. Okay.
Slugma. Okay.
You know, typically it would be my role to introduce the Pokemon Slugma, and I do feel like maybe I did not give enough information about Slugma as we started here. Slugma is the lava Pokemon. Oh boy, this might answer. Okay, the Pokedex lists Slugma as a 2'4", 77.2 pound Pokemon, and it is a slug primarily made up of some sort of very hot melted stone or rock of some kind.
Yes, Professor.
No, he has no idea what he's talking about.
I can see the reflection of the screen in his eyes. I think he's Googling.
He's Googling.
Yeah.
I did Google it. Yeah, no, I did Google it. Yeah.
He's just starting. He's brand new at Pokemon.
This is season 4 of your show.
He's brand new at Pokemon research. He's trying to become.
He's a Pokedexpert.
So he's trying to become like you and I.
Why?
Mike, I think I've lost you. Can you hear me?
He just really respects us as people. He thinks the work that we do is just so empowering and impressive, and he wants to be like us. And so, let's just.
I can't hear him. I'm gonna have to.
Let's just humor him. Okay. I'm sorry, sir.
Moshi Moshi.
Moshi Moshi. Anthony, can you hear us?
Moshi Moshi. I can hear you now. Yes.
What did Anthony say?
Moshi Moshi.
Oh, thank you. Can you
Moshi Moshi.
Can you ask Anthony the one we're talking about?
Yes, Tonchin. Sorry. Not
I'm a
Ton.
little embarrassed. There's kids here. I don't want to.
Yeah. So the Pokemon that we're talking about today is Slugma.
Mm-hmm. Can you ask him? Does Slugma have jiggly bits?
Wow. It is.
Is this the kind of show that you guys normally run?
It is 7:30. At Dragonite Con, those questions usually get asked after dark. But Anthony, the question is, are there parts of Slugma?
I can come back.
Yes, no.
Oh, I just got so parched. I'm sorry. Anthony, the question was, are there parts of Slugma that shake when it moves?
Jiggly bits. No, specifically.
He keeps saying jiggly bits. I think he means Moshi Moshi.
Jiggly bits.
No. Mike, please. All of my research into Pokemon biology has largely been on a reproductive nature. So I am very much I'm aware of what this question asker is asking, and I will say I'll say the following: as everyone knows, Slugma reproduces asexually, just like all Pokemon. That's what my research has shown. That I've found 2 Pokemon species that reproduce asexually, so I assume all do. And so that's where we're at.
Anthony, we should really talk about sample size sometime off air. A great question, Tone Chan. Sorry, not Tone Chan.
Anti-Tone Chan. Anti-Tone Chan.
Moshi Moshi.
Moshi. Professor, would you like to take the next one?
No. I have now regretted coming down here.
Great.
I should never have settled that lawsuit with Anthony's. And I'm regretting the 14-hour flight that I've made.
That's why I didn't take it.
Next question.
So of course we all know Slugma comes from Hoenn, but it has been seen in many other regions, presumably as an invasive species. But not all of these regions have volcanic environments like Hoenn does. How exactly is Slugma able to live and thrive in the wild without that volcanic environment?
That is a great question.
Finally, a great question.
Finally. A great question.
Finally.
Great question.
Anthony, I'm going to go ahead and repeat the question for the viewers at home. Only the viewers at home, because I know, based on your reaction, that you heard it. The question was...
Great question.
The question was, as we all know, Slugma is from Hoenn, which has a fair share of volcanoes. Slugma has also been found outside of Hoenn in places where there is no volcanic activity, presumably as an invasive species. So what kind of regions and what kind of environments can make for a suitable Slugma habitat? Is that the heart of the question?
Yes.
That is the heart of the question. Great question.
Great question.
So, yes, another round of applause. Thank you. I am also
Mike,
proud of
hold on.
myself.
I gotta mute you for just a second, Mike.
Okay, yeah.
What, Mom? No, I'm recording. I'm doing a thing. It's Dragonite Con. I told you.
For 14 hours.
I will eat dinner later. Sorry, Mike.
Anthony,
Sorry
will you
about
tell
that.
your mom's new husband I said hello?
Her boyfriend, her long-term, live-in, forever committed boyfriend.
Yeah.
Right.
Go ahead and tell him I said hello.
I will. Mike says hello. I got you.
Thank you. And so, Anthony, I think this one does fall in Professor Crumb's wheelhouse for sure.
So,
certainly.
Repeat the question for me one more time.
Great.
Because I was certainly paying attention.
So, the fantastic question from our question asker, very scientifically, was Slugma are, as we all know, from Hoenn. Hoenn is a land filled with volcanoes and a lot of volcanic activity, which makes sense that we would have a lava Pokemon come from that area. But it's also been found in a lot of other regions where there are no volcanoes.
Yep.
What is
why? The question is why?
No, the
Hollow Earth.
The assumption is that
I am sticking to my answer.
The assumption is that Slugma is an invasive species, but what are some habitats that a Slugma could thrive in?
Well, I mean, the best way to really understand the habitats for the Slugmas is to understand the Slugma itself.
Wait, I'm sorry. I have to back up. Did you say Hollow Earth?
Hollow Earth. Yeah.
Anthony?
Did I say Hollow Earth?
Great question.
There are some people in the area who believe Hollow Earth. I would never condone that, the theory being that all of the Slugma crawled into the Hollow Earth, moved around the outside of the crust, and popped up in other places, and then whenever they want to go home, they just pop. I would never condone that, but some people say it.
And I mean, do we finally agree on the theory about Pokemon?
I mean, I don't agree. I'm saying some people say this, but I would never condone it. Unless you do, and then maybe, yes, I do believe this. Do you believe this?
No, it's fact. It's fact that Hollow Earth.
Okay.
Anthony?
Well, Professor Crumb, I have some meetings we need to attend together. I think the next time you're in the area.
I'm excited to make another 14-hour plane trip. And also tell your mother I said hello.
Professor Crumb says hello. I got you.
Thank you.
So, just so we're clear, the question was not, how did the Slugma get from Hoenn elsewhere? That was not the question. The question was, where
Because
can
that would
it
be
live?
a great question. If that was the question, what a great question.
But they already live somewhere. It's in the Hollow Earth.
Anywhere that is not covered in water is a fantastic place to raise your Slugma.
Thank you.
And
you're welcome. Next question.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
Hi.
Oh, great question. Anthony, the question
Great
was,
question.
how are
Great
you?
question.
The question was, how are you, Anthony?
Oh, boy. That's a big question.
Remember,
You know,
we
honestly,
are live.
sometimes
Anthony, we are live. Remember.
Oh, great.
Next question.
Anthony, we can go ahead. Actually, you know what? Okay, Anthony, they're gone. You can't see them anymore, right?
Like, first of all, these glasses aren't even real. This is killing me. You just like, I don't, you know, whatever.
You look great. Don't stand up.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I got to stretch though. It's killing me. My back is killing me. Like
oh
this.
gosh.
I mean, all right. Look, I've been taking these Zoom calls. I'm trying to do interviews, and it's killing me. It's so much. You've been calling me. I've been
You haven't
maybe
answered a
avoiding.
single one of my calls, my texts, my emails, my TikToks. You haven't picked up on Instagram or Twitter. I've been tweeting at you from @Pokedexpert. I have been hitting you up on Instagram at @SRSBIZ_network because you told me to. I've been asking Professor Crumb to reach out to you.
I hit you up on Fiverr and I heard nothing.
I even had him create a new... Anthony, I had him create a new account. He called it Imaginary Nomad. Get it? Because he goes everywhere.
I'm
and
all over the place and I don't feel real sometimes.
Yeah, and it's not a real account. So that's why it's imaginary. But you can find him everywhere on the internet at Imaginary Nomad, except on Instagram with a 1. It was taken.
Wait, he made like 10 accounts just for you to try to get a hold of me? That's dedication. Look, I've been so busy, I haven't been able to get back to you, but the truth is, like, nothing is going on. I'm doing nothing right now, and I just I need a new task, Mike. I need something to do.
Professor, do you have any ideas for him? I know we're supposed to be doing a show right now, but like I want to help Anthony before we tackle this next, I'm sure, very difficult question.
What do you find passionate, Anthony? Where does your heart lies?
Great question.
Thank you.
The brightest spot of my life over the last few years has been in the reproductive wormhole research community, and trying to learn more about how wormhole reproduce. And the problem is that's solved, and I don't know what to do.
It's really tough to like find the next research project, right, Professor? We're so busy all the time researching. What keeps you going?
If I stop researching, I'm then left alone with my own thoughts.
That's dark. That's really dark, Professor.
I know, but it's not after dark yet.
No.
So I'll come back for my answer later.
Perfect.
Mushy mushy.
Mushy mushy.
Thank you.
Mushy mushy.
Anthony, for me, it's about finding what sparks that next thing for you. You know, when I wrote about the Lytton, it spoke to me. When I wrote about the Golbat, it spoke to me. It was a thing. Remember, I told you the story about driving forever and seeing that Golbat swoop down. And as I crashed my car, I remembered that was a sign. And I followed that Golbat all the way through the desert until I came out with my next book. I survived on nothing but the cactus out there.
Yes. And the fungi that you found.
Yes. Yeah. There were bags of fungus in the desert, Anthony.
Yes.
That's what you need. You need a passion. You need something to unlock your inner brain power.
Tune in and drop out.
Do you think I should maybe try raising another milkery? And
No.
All right.
Michael has gone over this multiple times.
Anthony, I made a drive to you in the middle of the pandemic to remove that milkery from your refrigerator to stop you from continuing to drink it. Remember, it took over your life.
And am I not wrong? Did he get a second milkery recently?
Oh, gosh.
Anthony.
Professor, I forgot. It's been so long.
I assure you, you can see that I've marked it on my board. There is no milkery in the house right now. I crossed that one off.
Is that
true? I do have
true?
to call Mike back. That is not, I did not cross that one off. But get milkery out of house, crossed off.
But is it true?
Oh, I mean, would be real. I mean, it's mostly out of the house. It's in the shed. It's not in the house anymore.
We're going to deal with this offline. We have more questions here, and I'm going to get to them, okay? I'm just going to...
Anthony, if you can, slap the internet donkey that's outside your house.
Yeah, you're still
this is not... Whatever flickering is happening is not on my end. So
you say that, but I know it's your fault.
Icon.
I'm going to make you live again.
Okay, great. Oh, hello, everybody. Sorry about that. I had some technical difficulties, but I'm back. For sure back, and you can totally see me on the screen now. Hello.
Anthony, okay, next question.
Yes. So we know Slugma, when they cool off and they stay still too long, they harden and they can pass on.
Yes.
Is it ethical and humane to collect those and use them as garden gnomes?
That's a great question, Anthony. The question was...
You know, it's weird. I actually heard that question. I don't
really?
even need... It was a great question. I actually heard it.
Okay, then answer it.
Look, I think that there are often times where we try to find the correct way to use all of the parts of a Pokemon, right? Especially when they die of natural means. But I think it's important that if you are going to use parts of a Pokemon... Oh, Mike, I can't hear the I can't see the question asker. I need to look them in the eyes. Oh, okay. Oh, thank you. Yes. I think that as long as you had a relationship with the Pokemon and you understood the wants, the desires, the needs of that Pokemon, I mean, that's really the most important part. Mike, you're pointing me I'm pointed the wrong way. I can't see the person anymore. You're pointing.
It's on the corpse. Get it off the corpse.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Just point me. Yeah. Point that. That's right. Oh, now. Okay. Yeah. I think as long as you had a relationship with this Pokemon and you understand its desires, you understand what it wanted. If it wanted to spend the rest of its life standing out in front of your lawn, staring at everyone who walked into your house, getting scooped up by random kids in the town and, stolen and brought other places. Yeah, I mean, a lawn gnome feels like maybe a proper tribute to a loved one that you really love. You might do the same thing with your grandmother or some other pet. So yeah, I don't see anything wrong with that.
Good answer.
Great answer. Great answer.
Good answer.
Anthony can't hear us. I didn't listen to what he said. Was it a good answer? Oh, this guy says, what? He didn't say anything weird about grandparents, did he? No? Okay. He's got a weird grandparent thing.
Great question.
Anthony, the question asker here has a question, and I can't wait to hear it.
Hi.
Hi.
I just love my Slugma so much.
Oh, me too. What's its name?
Slugma.
Smart.
Anyways, I don't really want him to evolve, and I fear that it might be cruel to give him an Everstone because I feel like I'm limiting his potential and ability to get stronger in life. I just
Great.
don't want to give up my little baby.
Sure. And what is the question?
Is it cruel to give the...
Got it. Okay. I see now. Okay, you gave it like I see what happened. I didn't hear the whoop at the end, and so I wasn't. But now I get it. So Anthony, it was a great question. The question was, I love my Slugma. I don't want it to evolve, but I'm worried about the ethical concerns behind giving it an Everstone to keep it in its Slugma form forever. Is that unethical?
Great question. Great question. I was worried for a second there because I didn't hear the question. but what a great question. Great question.
Great question. So I think evolution is a very difficult conversation to have, right? Everyone knows that, there are...
Well, it's state by state, right?
Well, sure. Yeah, absolutely. You want to... that is a great point. Certain states have legislation about the use of Everstones, and so I am assuming, for the sake of conversation, that you are in a state where Everstone usage is both legal and encouraged. The taxes that are raised by Everstones really benefit a lot. Sure, they retard a little bit of growth, but it does also have other benefits, right? There are studies that show that sometimes Everstone usage can lead to actually increased knowledge and speedier pickup of difficult concepts. There's a lot of studies out there. I'm sure you know. But so the thing that for me kind of sits in a weird place, right? There's a lot of societal expectation around evolution. My Pokemon should evolve at this point, but I don't think he's going to.
Well, no.
And Mike, I think we can put a lot of the blame for that right on the games, right? We talk a lot about how the games
we talk a lot about that. Yeah. The games, they set people up for an expectation. Level 20, my Magikarp turns into a Gyarados, and that's it. Everyone knows that Magikarp take their own time. And it's very difficult to express that in a small box, right? There's a lot of nuance to Pokemon raising, and I understand the shortcuts that they took when they were a young company, but I was hoping that, as we got a little bit a little bit further down the road here, we could start to introduce a bit more fluidity in the representation of Pokemon evolution, but what are you going to do when it makes a bunch of money? That's a different thing. Sorry.
You don't always have to bring that up.
I just think the commercialization of Pokemon...
No. Breathe.
I think the important thing to take away from this is that the decision you're talking about is a personal, private decision between you and the Pokemon that you care about. And if you can really make that choice and make that decision from an informed place, then you're well off, unless you are in one of the states that does not allow it, and then it's a choice between you and the Pokemon in the state. And you can work that out between the three of you.
Yeah.
With the proper permits, you can do a lot.
Certainly. Yeah. I would check in with your local, because, I have heard...
I think it's a comptroller.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Yeah. They control what you do.
Yeah.
So definitely check in with them. They hold a lot of power. There are waivers that you can fill out in certain places. And if you're concerned about not being able to read where that Pokemon is feeling, leave the Everstone out. See what happens. It might be in the tube for your Slugma, and maybe they pick it up. Maybe they set it on fire and leave it behind. Great question. Thank you.
Great question.
Oh.
Hey, I was here earlier. I asked about the jiggly bits.
Oh, Moshi.
Moshi. I understood it was a little too early to really get into that.
Yeah. It's still too early. Come back here. Great question.
Great question, though.
Great question.
Great question.
Sir, great question. Come back at 10 p.m. tonight in this very room.
And we'll answer your question.
Yeah, we will answer any question about jiggly bits that you have tonight at 10 p.m. at the Blood Feud. I'm sorry? The Blood
Feud, yes.
I think we have time for one more question. We have a question.
It's going to be a great question.
We have a question to ask her live here. Yes, sir.
It's actually a two-part question.
No, we only have time for one.
We might. Well, let's hear it. Let's hear both parts, and then we can decide. How's that sound?
Okay, that's
perfect.
First, my Slugma, not great at gladiatorial combat. Are there any tips that you have for making it better? Its moves are just kind of weak. Second question, Anthony, can you say hi to your mother for me?
Great questions. Great questions. Okay. So the first question of importance, Anthony, will you say hi to your mother for the question asker?
Sure. What's your name? Question asker?
Don't worry about it. Just say hi.
She'll know.
The question asker says hi. I got you. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. She knew, right? She knew who it was.
I probably.
This man had 2 questions. He also has 2 beers. If she has any questions, let her know that. I'm sure that will clue her
That's
in.
going to clear it right up.
The second question was actually the first question, and it was a lot more difficult. I wish we had more time. But the question was, my Slugma is not good at gladiatorial combat, Anthony. A quick reminder for the folks watching at home, we are still in Georgia. Anthony, would you like to address the ethics of Pokemon battling with less than 5 minutes to go in our panel?
I mean, obviously, this is a nuanced problem, and there are still a lot of societies and cultures for which battling Pokemon is a piece of that cultural heritage that is difficult to let go of. And yet, as we move into a modern society, it is important to remember that forcing these creatures to engage in gladiatorial combat is not only abhorrent, it is also illegal. Most places, obviously, Dragonite is taking part in Georgia.
Yeah.
Georgia is Georgia.
Yeah, if you have any questions about the legality of Pokemon battles in your area, again, the comptroller is your best resource. They comptroll all of the gladiatorial pits in your area.
Yeah. And now, obviously, there are some places where we would sure like to see this maybe less of a question that comes up, but it does come up from time to time because it is still something we deal with. Still something we have to rally against. And so we ask everyone to be anti-fight and really to focus on putting people in the mindset to treat these creatures the way they need to be treated, which is not to be forced to fight one another.
Yeah, we really try to focus on friendship, not fire blast. Here, we do a lot of caring and not ensnaring in the Pokemon community. We think about Pokemon as things to remember, not to use Ember. Just those kind of mentalities, like those quick phrases can like really jog your progress in this kind of a world. Now, of course, Pokemon that want to battle each other, you're going to know what that is because, of course, Pokemon are wild. They are wild creatures with their own drives, and we don't want to limit that, right? But we also don't want to force them to behave in a way that they don't. So, if you have a Pokemon who is continually being bullied, maybe talking to that Pokemon about other ways to handle its issues, right? If your Slugma isn't super strong in combat, maybe look at a way to channel those energies into art, you know, or
it
music.
could be a great painter. Painter.
I would listen to a.
With no arms, it's going to be a great painter.
Yeah, I mean, I would listen to a Slugma podcast, right? A whole podcast about Slugma on, like, I don't know whether it's a Slugma talking or 3 experts talking about a Slugma on anywhere that you get podcasts like anchor.fm/Pokedexpert. You might that might be an option for you and your Slugma to enjoy together. Any more questions?
Way to tackle the tough questions.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
Professor. I really appreciate that. And I appreciate you. Can you tell people again where they can find you
Yes.
for more research and stuff?
Yes, you can follow me over at tiny.cc, Crummin' Ain't Easy, all lowercase.
Crummin' Ain't Easy, folks. Tiny.cc/Crummin' Ain't Easy. Also, his burner accounts are pretty active, honestly. If you follow Imaginary Nomad, you're going to get a lot of Professor Crumb content.
Twitch, Twitter, Snapchat, and Instagram with a 1.
That's right.
Yeah.
And Anthony, again, where can folks find you?
You can find me on, basically you can just follow at Pokedexpert on Twitter. That will get you close. You can hit up Mike. Mike can text me or call me, and I'm sure I'm going to answer eventually. But you can also find me at Reed Anthony G on Twitter, and make sure you follow the Serious Business Network, because even though we're not associated with them anymore, I just like their shows.
The great shows, really incredible
Great
shows. SRSBIZ_network. Great point, Anthony. And I have been your Pokedexpert, Mike Ellison, the world's foremost expert in sociology, biology, and social biology. You can follow me at FutureXSkeleton on Twitter, at Pokedexpert. Come back here tonight, 10 o'clock. Blood Feud.
Blood Feud. 21 in order.
Thank you. If you like this panel, oh my gosh, I am the Pokedexpert. If you like this panel, give it a 5-star review in the app. Please, please, please. They'll let me come back to Dragonite Con next year if you do it.
What Pokemon will you do?
It's random. I mean, it's not random. We know ahead of time exactly what Pokemon we're doing. Thank you all so much. Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
So it's my understanding there's a Jigglypuff Blood Feud by vocalization here at 10 o'clock.
Yes.
I'll be here.
Absolutely. Do you want us masks on or off? Okay.
Thank you. Very nice to meet you.
We're vaccinated. Do you want us with Anthony?
Nice to meet you. Very nice to meet you.
No! So awesome. So this little boy, we just took a photo with him, Anthony. He is uninterested in having you in the photo. Thank you all so very much.
Awesome.
I love you. I miss you.
Love you, miss you. Thank you, Phil.